Hey everybody, hope you're having a great day. Thank you so much for the reaction on my last video. It's doing really good. I appreciate it. Lots of likes, and I'm glad the information helps you all. I did have some comments on there saying, hey, why are you going with Garuda Mocha when you could go something like base Arch and just go from that route? Now, before you hit stop on this video, we're not going to compile Arch, and we're not going to take 3 hours to install it. I'm going to show you the easiest way to install Arch, even if you're a beginner and you just want to learn. That's the most important part. Arch has got their Arch Wiki. It gives you a lot of information you can gather. You can go to their main website. It tells you issues they might be having at this time. And then you can also go over to downloads and download what you want to get, whether it's a torrent or a magnet link. I've already downloaded it with a torrent, and I got it ready to go. I'm going to fire it up in Proxmox. We're going to compile. We're going to create a virtual machine. And what I'm going to do once we start installing it, I am not going to pause or skip. I want you to see just how long it takes to install Arch this way, so you'll know what you're in for and if it's something you want to venture off into. If you're somebody that's been messing around with some distros for a year or two, I think you'll get a pretty good grip on it, and it's pretty easy. Arch makes it simple, but you do have to add a lot of things to the OS after you install it. So what we're going to do right now is let's go ahead and zip on over to our Proxmox so we can create this and get it fired up. And first thing we're going to want to do is go ahead and go down here and let's create ourselves a virtual machine. So go over here, create a virtual machine. We're going to name it Arch. Next, we're going to go ahead and grab the ISO image that I've already downloaded. Wait a second. I have not downloaded it. I have to add it. So let's hold on. Let's go backwards here. See, that's what I was telling you. I'm taking a step too quick. Let's go ahead and upload the ISO that I've downloaded. There's Arch Linux. Let's open it up and upload it. See, sometimes you can make mistakes, but it's easier. You just go back, fix it real quick, and move forward. Now, one thing about Arch is it's going to come pretty base. You're going to have to add all the software and applications that you want, but I can show you how easy that is too. So the ISO is uploaded. So let's go back over. Let's create ourselves a VM. Let's try this again. Arch. Click Next. We're going to use the Arch ISO image. Click Next. We're going to stick with all of that. Next. We're going to go ahead and leave it at 32 gigabytes. That'll be just fine. We're going to give it 2 sockets, and we're going to give it 8 cores. Now in memory, I'm going to go ahead and RAM that up to 8 gigabytes. I just like giving it 8. I got 32 on this Proxmox machine I'm using, so it'll be fine. Network. And next. And that'll be finished. And what we'll want to do is just wait for that. We've got a question mark up here. We'll wait for that to say it's ready. And we're going to go to hardware real quick. We're going to go to display and edit. And down here you want to drop this to VirtIO GPU. Click OK. Then you're going to want to go ahead and start the ISO and flip on over to console so you can see what's going on. And then there it pops up. Arch install medium. But once this boots up, it's real easy. It's real simple. Let's go ahead and hide that. It'll go ahead and load this. If you run Manjaro or Garuda or stuff like that, you're probably used to seeing this breakdown of everything that the operating system's doing. And then you're going to come to this right here. Arch ISO login as root. And once you get to this point right here, you need to go to the Arch Wiki and you need to search for like 2 out. I'm kidding. All you got to do is type in Arch install. And it'll fetch the Arch Linux packages. Now, first things first, guys, I want to explain this to you. If you're installing this on bare metal, hardware, whatever, you have to have it plugged in with Ethernet for internet, because it doesn't have any Wi-Fi beginnings for this Arch install ISO. So make sure you have it plugged into Ethernet. so you can go forward and do everything. Right now, you've got English. I'm going to go 100% there. Locales, for me, it's US. That's fine. Mirrors and repositories. Now, right here, you can add custom repositories, custom servers. Just stick with select regions and hit enter. And what I recommend here is I'm going to pick United States because that's where I'm at. And I'm also going to pick a backup that's close to me, which would be Canada. And I'm going to pick that, hit enter. I'm going to let it go ahead and find all those mirrors. And then I can go back. Disk configuration, hit enter. What you want to do here on partitioning. What I usually do here, you can manually partition it if you want to. I'm going to go ahead and use a best effort default partition layout. So I'm going to go ahead and hit that. There it is right there. I'm going to select that. Now the file system will come up. BTRFS, ext4, XFS, F2FS. If you want to use BTRFS, that's fine. For this install, I'm just going to use ext4. Hit enter, and there's my partition. Now, I'm going to go back. Now we're going to go to swap. Swap on ZRAM is enabled. I'm just going to leave it enabled. Bootloader, I'm going to stick with Grub. Now, I have noticed, and I've had people commenting on my last video when I covered Garuda Mocha, that they had issues booting in normal mode. I've had it too. You hit normal mode, it pops up 2 lines of code, just sits there. But if you switch, reboot, and go to Grub, you don't have any issues. So I'm going to leave Grub on there. Host names, Arch Linux. Root password, we're going to go ahead and put us a root password in here. I don't know what this keyboard's doing. Root password, let's go ahead and confirm it. That's done. User account. Now you can add a user. Let's go ahead and add ourselves a user. I'm just going to put ebuzz. And I'm going to put the password in. Then I'm going to confirm that password. Should ebuzz be a super user? Yep. We're going to go there. Now if you want to add a different user, you just add them right here. I'm just going to stick with ebuzz and leave it there. Confirm and exit. Profile. Let's open that up. Type. Desktop Minimal Server Xorg. I'm going to go ahead and set it up for desktop. Now here is where you pick your desktop environment. You've got Awesome, Bspawn, Budgie, Cinnamon, Cutefish, Deepin, Enlightenment, GNOME, Hyperland, i3, KDE, LABWC, LXQT, Mate, Neri, Qtile, River, Sway, XFCE4, Xmonad. I'm going to stick with my favorite, which is KDE Plasma. And it'll tell you right here the other things that are going to be installed with these KDE Plasma, which is Arc, Dolphin, HTOP, IWD, Kate, Console, Nano. As you see right there, it's a minimal install. It's not installing the full KDE suite, which is great. Go down to graphics driver. Oh, that's the installed packages, so I ain't going to worry about it. You don't have to select that. See? Even I got confused there for a second. And then greeter, we're going to go with SDDM. And then we're going to go back. Audio. I'm going to pick Pipewire. Enter. There's Pipewire. Kernels, you can pick Harden, LTS, Zen. I'm just going to go with the default Linux kernel. Network configuration, we're going to go ahead and use a network manager. So once this is installed off of Ethernet, I can get my Wi-Fi going and working, okay? So let's go ahead and use network manager. Just hit enter on it. It'll take you back here. You can go to additional packages. Now in additional packages, I'm not going to go into that right now because I'm going to show you how to add different things, but it gives you a plethora of different things you can check and have installed. I just always like to start with a fresh install with just a browser, and I will show you how to install that browser once we get it installed. Then you've got time zone. I'm going to stick with that. Automatic time sync is enabled. Now you've made all your selections and you're ready to save the configuration, or you can just install. I'm going to install. The specified configuration will be applied. Would you like to continue? Yes, I would. And then you get a countdown up top. It says it's wiping the partitions and metadata. And then it's going to start installing Arch Linux. First thing it's going to do is update the Arch keyring. So it's got all the proper IDs and everything before it starts installing. But it doesn't usually take too long to install Arch. It takes a little longer, I believe, than some of the distributions that are out there, because it does compile a lot of items that are already included in ISOs. This ISO is like 1.3 gigabytes. And then when you get something like a Garuda or a Manjaro, you're looking at something between 3 and 4 gigabytes. So this is really just a lightweight to get your operating system on, get you a desktop, and then you can really start building it the way you want. I think it's kind of like a banana split. You get the basics, and then you get to add all the extras that you want. If that sounds stupid, you're probably right. So we'll let this go ahead and finish. But like I said, do not forget that you need to have this plugged into an Ethernet cable. So it's got the time sync done. It's got the automatic mirror selection complete. And it's waiting for Arch Linux. There we go. Now it's going to generate the Pac-Man keyring. And now the install has started. That beginning takes a little bit, but once it's done, it goes through and you'll see that it's going to download 3 or 4 different sections and install 3 or 4 different sections. And once that's done, you'll be able to restart it and you'll be in your brand new Arch installation with KDE. Boy, it's getting it now. Now, if you've updated your Garuda or your Manjaro or things like that, sometimes this is what you see on updates. Now it's installing the Linux firmware. This always takes just a little bit longer. And my internet's been kind of slow lately. Makes no sense. Pay high dollar and then that Comcast internet runs slow. But I just wanted to do this video to show you all how easy it is to install Arch, and then how easy it's going to be to add different applications and things like that. Now, if you're somebody and you're wanting to test this out, that's one thing. If you're somebody and you have an NVIDIA card, you'll have to get into that Arch wiki and figure out what you got to put on there for your NVIDIA device. You know, things like Garuda make that easy. They let you know right up front, hey, you got NVIDIA or Pop! OS. You know, it's Ubuntu based, but still, it's got all the NVIDIA packing you're going to need. Now, you're going to see a lot of warnings here, but don't worry about it. Just says possibly missing firmware. I've never had issues with that before. Keeping me from running the OS. Everything's always seemed to work out of the box, whether it be Wi-Fi. I know. That sounded kind of bad. All the options seem to work. I'm trying to sound like a radio announcer. Just playing. But anyway, I'm glad y'all are watching today. And I'm glad to be back. It's kind of crazy how life throws things at you and you just got to deal with it. Now it's installing Plasma and Qt. You got a couple themes on there. You're gonna be able to customize this however you want, because it's going to come base KDE. You're going to have the Breeze theme, and that's about it. There's Qt base, there's Python, FFmpeg. But you'll see that it's basically, you know, building this thing from the ground up. And then you'll be able to add on to it. You know, if it was a house, you'll be able to add your deck, maybe a third bedroom, whatever you want to do. But it used to be with Arch that you basically, you know, did everything from command line. And you had to compile it. That's why you had everybody going, I use Arch, by the way. Letting you know, hey, I use Arch and I'm above you and I'm on a different level than you. Get up on my level. But I'm not going to be that way. I think everybody ought to have the ability to do whatever they want in Linux and do it in their own time. If you want to run Ubuntu or Debian, go for it. If you want to run Garuda, go for it. Fedora, whatever works for you, run it. Now it's doing the Vulkan, Intel, Nuvos, and it's done. That's how quick it took to install Arch Linux. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and reboot this installation. And it's going to automatically execute in 5 seconds. And there we are. Look at how fast that booted up. Yes, we are in a virtual machine, but it's that quick on your hardware as well. You've got your session up here, Wayland. So we're going to go ahead and log in with our password. And we're going to be brought into our brand new KDE Plasma Arch install. And as you can see, it is base as they can be. Now, first thing you want to do after you install this is let's go ahead and get it updated, shall we? So let's go ahead and find console. There's console. And updating it on Arch is really simple. Sudo pacman dash capital SYU. Put in your password, and that's your system update. And everything is up to date. Now, I want a web browser. This hasn't come with a web browser. So you go over here, you're going to see just how little is on here, just how non-bloated this is. You have nothing. You don't even have, there's your Dolphin file manager. It's base. You'll be able to customize that however you want to. Now, what I do want to do is go ahead and go over here, and I want to choose dark, and I want to apply that. There we go. It's not as bright now. Now, I want to install Firefox. This is how easy it is. Sudo pacman dash capital S Firefox. Do you want to install it? Yes, I do. And I always compare this to like what it's like installing things on Windows and Mac and things like that. I do not know why my internet is going so slow. I'm sorry, guys. And it's showing wired because it's passed through. There, it's speeding up a little bit. Man, you pay for that high dollar internet, and it always comes back to bite you in the butt. But Firefox is almost done. And it's done. So let's go ahead and exit out of that. Let's go over here and find... Oh, Firefox is already there, so let's open it up. And there we go. You've got Firefox. Skip this step. I want to skip that step as well. Now, what I want to do is let's go up here and let's go Arch HD Wallpaper. Let's find us some images up here. That's kind of cool looking. Maybe I should have put Arch Linux instead of just Arches. Surprised it didn't show me a McDonald's sign. What are we looking at here? That's big enough. Let's open that up in a new tab. Let's go ahead and save that image. We'll go over here, Pictures, and we'll save it. Close. Let's open this up. Desktop and wallpaper. Let's add us one. Let's go with that. Open. Let's set that. Apply. Now we've got our Arch wallpaper. And when you want to add different things, when you want to add different applications or programs, just remember you can go over to console. Let's see if we can do sudo pacman dash S and let's go GIMP. Password. Yes, I want to install it. I love how fast it goes. So much better than being on Windows or on Mac and going over, okay, GIMP.com, do a search, download it, execute it, give it permit, and it's done. Let's close out of there. Let's do a search for GIMP. There's GIMP. It's pinned to Task Manager. Let's open it up. And there you go. There's GIMP in all of its glory. That's how easy it is. Guys, Arch isn't hard. What's going to take some time is getting used to the commands. Or you can download something like Octopi or something like that to handle your downloads. Let's go ahead and get our time set right. Configure. Switch time zone. And time zone. We're going to go over here. Chicago. That's all right. apply it, put in my password. Okay, and there's my time zone. It's set up, ready to go. And then, of course, you can go in and you can install an AUR helper, you know, Yay, Pauru. You can install Octopi for downloading programs if that's what you want to do. But there you have it, a base install of Arch Linux, and it took less than 30 minutes. I recommend that you all give it a shot. You ain't got nothing to lose. When you got a couple hours one night and you want to play around with Arch, go grab the ISO. Throw it on a USB and then go play a little bit. But make sure to have that Ethernet cable plugged in because it will not install without it. If you found this video helpful, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I want to do a lot more fun things like this, just going through quick things, showing you how easy certain things are or how to get around certain things. If you want to see more of this content, please let me know. Hopefully I don't stumble and bumble like this one. Like I said, during the install, I'm not going to do any cutting. I just want it to go so you guys can see exactly what's going on and how fast it took. But thank you guys so much. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.